All right, so for this class, it is going to be a prop class. If you have a yoga block, please go and get it. If you have a yoga strap or a tie, a belt, a hand towel works great, go ahead and grab that too. And then meet me on the ground. So as you come down to your mat, the first option with the block is to actually sit on it. So you can slide it underneath your hips and either cross your legs or kneel. Elevating your hips will already give you a little more clarity. And today the focus will be a little bit more on chest opening, on shoulder opening. So although this might be the alternative to a workout, if you're like me, you've been spending a little extra time on your phone and your devices. So this week, squeezing behind the shoulders, lifting the chest, getting the hunchedness out and erased. So you come into a comfortable seat. You can just have your towel nearby and let your hands rest on your lap. Lift up through the crown of your head. Draw your chin slightly in towards your throat. And slide a hand behind your head and have an invisible headrest, or with your hand, let it be the headrest to press back into. Float your hand back down and then just feel this extra length you can create up and down through your spine. Roll your shoulders out. Roll your left shoulder, roll your right shoulder. Just feel a little ease come into the tops, the sides, the backs of the shoulders. Next time you roll your shoulders up, back, and down, let your palms turn to face up. Lift up through the crown of your head and lean your right ear to your right shoulder. And as you relax the shoulders down and lean your head to the right, take a full breath. And then as you roll your chin down to your chest, take the left ear over to the left shoulder. Take a full breath. And then draw your chin back down to your chest and let the head just hang forward. Stretching the back of the neck. Inhale, lift your head up, look up towards the sky. And exhale, draw your chin down towards your chest. Taking one more. Inhale, lift your chin up towards the sky. Exhale, chin draws down to the chest. Lift your head to center. Relax the shoulders and bring your hands to meet at your heart. Interlace all your fingers except your pointer fingers. And as you reach your pointer fingers straight up to the sky, ground down through your sitting bones, whether you're on the block or on the floor, feel evenness there. Hug your elbows closer to your temples and point straight up through the ceiling. Shrug your shoulders into your ears so you have more lift through your ribs, and then relax your shoulders down from your ears. You'll breathe in and exhale to your right. And as you ground down through your left sitting bone especially, lean more to the right. Hug your elbows more towards your temples. Squeeze your belly button back. Inhale, lift through center. Exhale to the left. Hug your elbows in. And it's finding this play of shrugging your shoulders up to your ears to get more length in your ribs, but then also keeping the shoulders out of your ears and keeping the length in your ribs. Belly in. Inhale up through center. Open the fingers, palms forward. Exhale, elbows bend. Squeeze behind your heart. Inhale straight up. Reach the arms. Shrug your shoulders. Lift your ribs. Exhale, roll the shoulders back. Hug your elbows down. Hug behind the heart. Take one more. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, squeeze down the back. Stretch your arms into the air. Breathe in. Connect the palms. Exhaling the hands, glide down to your heart. Let's go and release yourself from your seat. Spin around and come towards your back. And as you come towards your back today, you can face whatever direction you need to see the camera, the phone, the screen. As you come down, just let your head go though. So nothing to see, just resting on your back. You could either stretch your legs out or keep the knees bent with your feet on the floor. And just feel into your left and your right hip, your left and your right leg. As you reach your arms straight up, feel your left arm, feel your right arm. And reach the arms so much that you untuck the shoulders from underneath. And as you reach the arms into the air, flex your wrist like you're doing a handstand on the ceiling. And then do the total opposite, fingertips pressed towards the backs of your forearms. Flip your palms, palms face the ceiling like you're doing a handstand, spread fingers wide, and then draw the fingers towards the backs of the forearms. Taking one more, flex the wrist, breathe in, and breathe out. Stretch the arms straight up. Now bend your elbows to 90 degrees. Let them tap the floor. Inhale, straight up. Exhale, elbows bend to tap the floor. And use this to find the middle of your back. Reach up, tap the elbows down. Feel a little movement behind your heart, in between the shoulder blades. Take one more up, and then pin the elbows down. Now lift your legs into the air. You can keep the elbows out wide. Rotate your ankles without using your hands. Just let your feet push up towards the ceiling. Point the toes, flex your feet. Point the toes, flex your feet. And then bend your knees to 90 degrees and take the knees just a little to the right, just a few inches to the right. Let the elbows stay pinned down. Squeeze the belly and lift your knees to center, and then take the knees a little to the left. And you go side to side, go up and over one way, and go up and over the other way. Come back through to center. And if you want to work your core just a little bit, squeeze the low belly and push your back down and float your toes away from you. Let the knees float away, and then bring your knees all the way up to your chest. And take that a couple times. And whether you want to work your belly or not, it also might be nice for the digestion, just a little waking up of the gut. Take one more squeeze in. As you put your feet down on the floor, reach your arms back straight up to the sky and pull the arms overhead. Now walk the shoulders a little underneath. As you push your feet into the floor, lift your hips up. So your first big bridge pose. Push through the heels, then plug the balls of the feet down. Push through the balls of the feet. Lift your hips a little bit higher. Now keep the hips high and bring your arms long by your side. Press your arms into the floor. Breathe in. Exhale, hips come down, arms go overhead. Just stretch for a moment. Your hips are down, your arms are reaching. Breathe in. Exhale, lift your hips. Bring your arms down by your side. Inhale, lower the hips, arms overhead. Exhale, push through the feet and lift your hips. Take one more. Inhale, down. And exhale, lift. Next time your hips come down, reach your arms overhead. Stretch to your sides, and then hug your knees into your chest. Hands either behind the thighs or on the fronts of your shins. You can rock a little side to side here. Now you can either rock up and down or roll sideways and spin up and around. You're going to come into a plank pose. So as you come into your plank, you're going to plant your palms underneath the shoulders. You're going to walk the feet back and lift your knees. Hold yourself up nice and strong. Wrists are under the shoulders, crown of your head forward. Draw in through the belly and down dog. Pike your hips up and back. Grab with your fingertips and then start to pedal out through your heels. Milking the taffy-like quality of your calf muscles, the Achilles. Keep pushing the floor away with your hands. If you have a dog, harnessing that inner dog, how they just stretch without really thinking about it, just doing what feels good. And as you release your knees to the mat, child's pose, hips to heels, and just resting. So you can either rest your head on the floor, on your fists or hands, or sliding a block underneath your forehead. And as you come to a tabletop, sliding the palms underneath the shoulders again, knees are under the hips. Take your right leg straight back. Bend your right knee and start to open the right hip. Taking any extra movement, whether you want to circle the leg, donkey kick back. And just note if you're leaning more into your left arm, put some weight back into the right arm. Let your pointer fingers point ahead. Reach the right leg straight back. And then tap the right ball of your foot down to the floor and push back through the right heel just to get a stretch there through your calf. You can push and pull, push towards the toes and press back through the heel. Squeeze in through the belly. And again, check the arms. Are they carrying the same amount of weight? Take one more press forward and back. And then lift your leg, right leg, breathe in. Breathe out, knee to nose. Oh, kiss your knee. Get that close. Tuck the nose to the knee. Pull the knee to the nose. Squeeze the belly in and up. Inhale, right leg straight back. And release to child's pose. So you come down, take a few breaths, just letting the head rest somewhere. Rocking your hips a little left, a little right. Letting the fingers, the wrist relax. As you pull yourself back through to center, come into a plank. Stretch your legs back, wrist are under the shoulders, index fingers forward. Push down through the palms, and then grab extra with your fingertips. Lower the tops of your knees down, roll your shoulders back, and either stay or pick your feet up, curling the heels towards the back of your head, pushing the floor down and forward, and slowly lifting your chest a little bit more. Okay, more so because you're squeezing behind the heart, you're rolling the shoulders back, okay, and then you're pushing with your hands. And then push back, hips to heels, child's pose. Come onto your fingertips in this child's pose. So arms are forward. You're up on the fingertips, so you're saving your wrists. The bottom side of your arms may stretch more all the way down through the underside of your arms, through your ribs. Take a full breath. Staying on the fingertips, rise up to tabletop. Being up on the fingertips again, so you're like in a little tent shape. We want to save the wrists. We do a lot of planks and tabletops, so when we don't need to have the hands flat, I like to save them for later. As you tilt your tailbone high, pull your chest forward and up. It's your cow stretch. Breathe in. Exhale, push down, squeeze the belly, arch the spine. Take a couple more. Inhale forward, cow pose, lift your chest. And exhale, push down and round. Taking one more inhale, open the chest, shoulders back, stretch the front side of the body, belly stretches, exhale, round. Come to center and plant your palms, and I'll take your left leg back. So you hold your left leg in the air, bend your knee, any movement you want to take. Just open the hip, swirl it around, circle through the hip, just in and out movement, like a donkey kick action, driving the heel back. And after you move a few times, then anchor the ball of the foot down. Stretch your left foot back, put the ball of the foot down, and push back through your left heel. At the same time, you're pushing down and forward through your fingertips. But emphasis a little extra on that left back heel, arch of the foot, calf, squeeze the navel in and up. As the shoulders stack over your wrist, lift your left leg, breathe in. And exhale, knee to nose. Squeeze, hollow out. You stretch the left leg back, breathe in. Take one more, squeeze, knee to nose. Step your left foot between your hands, get it all the way up there. Tuck the back right toes, lift the back knee, and just walk to one long edge of your mat. So for me, I'm turning to the right, whichever way you need to turn. So you're going to heel to the feet just a little bit wider so it feels like an ample stretch for your inner thighs. And then come onto your fingertips and walk forward. Pull the crown of your head this way. There's a micro bend in your knees, but you can play with straightening the legs and just notice that there's a difference between locking the knees out and then straightening to the point of stretch. You want to straighten to the point of stretch and then lift your toes, push the heels down, push your hips apart. And that's a real deep, subtle adjustment that I can't ever totally tell if you're doing it. So it's something you'll feel. It's like you're pushing your outer hips out, creating even like a half millimeter of movement around the base of your spine. And that's all that really needs to happen. Just the sitting bones spreading. And then you bow a little more down. Just take another breath or two. Let your head hang totally. Could you shake your head out? Nod it, shake it. Now heel to the feet just close enough that you turn your heels in, your toes out. You bend the knees and the ankles are under the knees. You walk your hands up to your thighs. And as you push your thighs apart, it's not about roasting out your legs today, but if you want to, sink a little deeper into it. More importantly, stretching your inner hips, your inner thighs. So with the hands touching the inner thighs, push the knees open. Keep sending your tailbone back and down and lift your chest up. Roll your shoulders back. If there were a spotlight on your heart, it would now aim up. So breathe in. Exhale, round slightly and look towards the floor. Now you could come into a big cat back or a half cat back. Either stay with the hands or use your forearms or elbows to get into your inner thighs and push down. If it starts to bother the knees, you're probably pushing a little too much, so you can back out of it, come back to the hands. Otherwise, open the adductors, push your heels down, spread your toes. Take one more breath. And then as you push through the feet, rise up. You're going to stretch the arms out into a 5-pointed star. Spread the fingers wide, take up a lot of space, breathe in, and exhale, squat down and hug your elbows towards your sides. We're starting to get back into your back. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, roll the shoulders back, hug your elbows down towards your sides as you take a little squat, taking one more. Inhale, reaching out and up. And exhale, squeezing down. Reach all the way up, turn to your front foot, and take a giant step, back foot steps forward. So now you're in your mountain pose. You're standing, feet hip distance apart, soft bend of the knees, roll your shoulders back, lift your arms into the air, inhale to stretch up, exhale, bend the knees, slide all the way down. Now hang in your fold. This is the first time here with your feet hip distance. Now rock the weight forward. So I find a lot of times when we think that we're in our fold, we've got our hips back, so you can even take a peek. So I've got a little more weight in the heels, so it feels pretty normal. Explore shifting the weight forward, and it might feel like you're going to fall on your nose. You won't. Keep your heels down. But as you walk the fingertips out in front of you, if you need that support, you might even have a mirror or something you can look into. You want to bring your hip over your ankle. And at first, you might keep your hands out in front, and then over time, just playing with folding your torso into your legs without letting the weight go back, without letting your hips go really far back, keeping them a little forward. Suck the belly up, bow the forehead down. Breathe here. As you walk the hands back in, keep your right foot forward, lunge your left foot back, lower your left knee down to the floor. Now reach for your towel or your tie or whatever you have. You're going to come up to this low lunge. You're going to ground the right foot down, roll the shoulders back, and take a little shift forward through the hips. I'll take the towel overhead. So you're going to start just getting used to holding onto it. Pull it up. Now you can either stay straight up and down or lean to your right. Right foot is forward. You lean to the right, and you could bend your elbows just a little bit here. Now, I'll suggest staying totally forward, but if you wanted to angle, turn a little towards the right top corner of your mat, that's an option. If you want to straighten the arms and lean even more to the right, that's an option. Keep pushing your right foot down and forward. And as you come straight up, arms straight up and down, reach. And then release forward, hands and towel come to the floor. Now tuck your back left toes. Turn the back left toes out just slightly. Push through your front right foot and rise up. Now don't worry about the towel yet. Just come up to stand. Bend into your right knee and turn your back left hip forward. You might even slide your hands onto the hip bones. Steer them forward. Then get really lifted up through the crown of your head. Roll your shoulders back. Now take the towel behind your back. If it's too much or too short, then just drop it. Don't worry about it. However, you can start with the hands really wide. As you roll your shoulders back, more important to get this in first. Roll your shoulders back. Get the shoulders on your back. If they're forward and you're pulling, you're going to get a little stuck. Get the shoulders back, pull the towel apart, and lift your heart even one little inch. So you keep rolling your shoulders back, pulling the towel apart, bending into the right knee, stretching the sternum, the breastbone up, and feel as if you have the hand or the headrest behind your head. Breathe here. Now either stay or these last couple breaths bowing down. So you lead with the chest. You dip your right shoulder to the inside of your right thigh for humble warrior. Now, the option is definitely there to not have the towel and use your fingers interlaced instead. But if your shoulders are a little tight, the towel is really helpful, I find. Keep pushing your right foot through the floor, pulling the towel more overhead, hang your head. Let it go totally. Crown of your head hangs down. Push your feet down. Still squaring or leveling out your hips. So if you feel like your hip is going right, hug it back in. Push through the feet, slowly rise up, free the towel, just let it hang. You could drop it if you like. Lift your arms into the air, breathe in, and exhale, the hands come all the way down. Now turn your left toes forward and step your right foot back to your plank. Hold your plank. Now stay here. Bring your left knee under your left hip and kick your left foot out to the left. The left palm is down. You're going to turn facing the long edge of your mat. Adjust your back right toes a little bit. It's a modified side plank. Or reach the right arm high. Still draw the belly in. Fold your right arm by your right ear and just stretch from your right foot through your right fingers. So even if there's a part of you going, oh, I'm going to lift my left knee, just stay here. Just focus on the stretch. Push your right foot down. Reach the right arm up. You're still getting some work through your left side. Draw the belly in. Push from the bottom left hip up. Either stay or put the right hand behind your head. Push back there, head into hand. Opening the chest. Turn your chest even more this way. Last couple breaths, either stay or take the right arm behind your back. A little half bind. Roll the right shoulder back. Look up. As the right foot's on the floor, push off your left hand, reach the right arm up. Okay, and now the left arm's in the air and you're leaning towards your back right leg. So gate pose, stretching left fingers towards the back. Eyes could be center, eyes could look up. Continue to glide down the back leg. Takes a little stability, working through your left hip. Last few breaths here, option to put the left hand behind your head. Broaden through the left elbow, pulling it up and back. Breathing through your left side. As you free the left arm, cartwheel both hands to the top of your mat. Now step back to your plank. Left foot steps back. Holding the plank with your knees up or down. Full breath in. And exhale to lower slowly down. Once you come to the belly, stretch your legs back. Come onto your fingertips. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lower down. Big push to child's pose, hips to heels. And just relax. Breathe into your hips, your low back. As you draw the body forward, step your left foot between your hands. Left ankle's under the left knee. Tuck your back right toes under. And just get used to first being right here in this low lunge. Okay. And then as you lift your right knee, rise up, come into your high lunge. So we're going to add on here for this side. So no towel yet. Instead, just bend into your front left knee. These bugs are crazy. Roll your shoulders back and hug your elbows back. So if you have your hands on your hips, you just continue to pull the elbows back. And check that you're not favoring one side or the other. Pull your arms into the air. Stretch straight up. You'll breathe in. And exhale, fingers come all the way down. Now stand into your left leg. Lift your right toes to the sky. Little standing split. Stretch. Option to take left hand to left ankle. Little pull. And then as you step your right foot forward, switch. Right foot comes down. Take your left leg into the air. Either hold it high or right hand grabs right ankle. Lift your left toes a little higher. Step your left foot to the floor, forward fold. Bend the knees, grab a hold of your ankles or calves, pull closer. Chest to thighs, head to knees. As you push down through the feet, reverse swan dive, free the arms, take them out and up. Big inhale, skybound. Exhale, arms by your sides. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Feet are hip distance apart as you put your hands on your lower back. Roll the shoulders back, hug the elbows in. Think of drawing your abdominals down, so you almost are anchored down through the low belly. As you lift up, feel the stretch run across that abdominal wall. As the elbows pull back, your heart lifts. You're hardly pushing forward, just stretching straight up, arching back. Breathing from shoulder to shoulder. Lead with the chest, come forward, and slide your hands all the way down. As you step your right foot back, turn your right toes open 45 degrees and reach for your towel as you rise up or your strap. You're bending into your left knee And we're keeping the hips forward today for warrior one. So you're going to dial the right hip forward, the right toes pointing to the top right corner of the mat. So you bend into your left knee. Just want to hold that feeling of pushing through both legs. Then adjust your spine straight up. Stretch your arms into the air. Reach. So we'll stay here in our warrior. If you'll lean to your right, to your left, stretching your right side. And we get into our sides again on the floor. So as you feel your balance and feel ready to take the towel behind you, readjust the legs, get into the warrior legs, roll your shoulders back, and lift your chest up. Remember, shoulders back first, then pull the arms back, pull the towel back, or interlacing the fingers deep in the bend in the left leg. Now you can still pull back, and your head might still be a little forward. So now feel like you have the hand or a headrest behind your head, lifting up through the chest, squeeze behind the heart. And you can either stay here or coming into that humble warrior. So you let the left shoulder dip down to the inside of your left inner thigh. Pull the towel apart overhead. Plug your feet into the floor. Nice full breath here. As you push down through the feet, look forward and rise up. Stretch your arms into the air. Breathe in. As you release down, drop the towel. Turn your right toes forward and step your left foot back to your plank. Now you're just holding your plank briefly. Bring your right knee under your right hip. Kick your right foot out to the right. It's landing probably off your mat. Then the right palm is down under your right shoulder. And you're turning to the left. So as you plug your left foot into the floor, take your left arm up. And then option to fold your left arm overhead, bicep by ear. And it's a modified side plank. You're still working your right side if you need that today. But notice the left foot, the left hip, the left arm. As the left arm reaches, it could stay, or sliding the left hand behind your head, open the elbow more. Or reaching the left arm up and draping it behind your back. Okay. Breathing here. And then as you free the left arm, push off the bottom right hand, rise up. You're teeing the arms, and then you're sliding the left hand down the left leg, letting the right arm stretch up, and then leaning right fingers towards left leg. Now first, check that you can go up before you think about leaning. Go straight up to the ceiling through the right fingers. And then as you arch, start to feel the right side opening, plugging the left foot down, scooping the tailbone a little under if it's getting away from you. And if the head feels good where it is, keep it, or put a little headrest back there. Hand behind head. You can open up through the elbow. Lean a little bit more sideways. Feel the breath washing through any tension in the right side. As you take the arms up, easy cartwheel, hands come down. Stepping back to your plank, have your towel or your strap nearby. First, hold your plank. Then lower the tops of the knees, roll your shoulders back, and lift your chest. Bend the knees, push the floor away, grab with your fingertips, be mindful of your low back. Okay, and if you're sagging, roll the shoulders back and create a little bit of work to push the hands down and forward. Okay, but you'll get a little more low belly stretch. You're bending your back. Okay, you're squeezing into the lumbar, getting some rejuvenation to your spine as you push the floor away. Belly tight, hips to heels. Relax and let the belly go. Big breath. So as you come forward to your plank, this time lowering down to the belly. So whether you want to use some strength, take your time, or just safely come on down. You're on the belly, and then in this round, let's take the strap behind or the towel behind the back. Hang on to the towel one more time here. And as you roll the shoulders back, it's also, I find, very similar to have an invisible towel or strap. So even if you don't have one, you can pretend that you had something between your hands. So as your hips push down, you're going to roll the shoulders back, lift your thighs up, and continue to lift your chest, and then pull the strap apart. Keep rolling the shoulders back. Push the hips down, lift your thighs up, spread your toes, pull the towel apart. keep rolling the shoulders back and together. If your head feels like it has no place to be, tuck the chin a little to the throat. Breathe in. As you breathe out, relax. Set the towel off to the side. So you could either roll over from here or push back to one more child's pose. We're going to finish on the back. So take the time that you need to release your back. And then as you either pancake flip around or just slide around, however you get there, and you can still have your towel nearby. And as you lower, we're returning to some of the first stuff that we did. So if you have a block, remember you don't need a block. If you have the block, you can put the block between your thighs. And as you lift your feet into the air, you can take the arms into the sky or open them wide and just get a sense of holding a block or the shape of a block in between the inner thighs, pushing your low back into the floor. Carry the knees a little to the right, just a little bit, squeeze, bring them to center. Knees go left, a little bit, squeeze, pull them to center. Do it one more time, just get a little movement for your hips to center and take one more to the left and center. Now place the feet on the floor. So you could be total prop heavy here. If you've got the block, keep it between your thighs. If you don't, pretend you have one. Push your feet down hip distance. And then as you lift your hips, sneak the towel or the tie underneath you. And just like we've been doing, you're going to walk your shoulders under. Pull the strap apart. Push the shoulders down. And just use the tie to get even more shoulder opening. Get the shoulders so underneath that the middle of your back, the high mid back, is off the mat. Push the feet down, squeeze the block if it's there. Pull the towel apart. So you're actually working your upper body a lot, but it's getting the shoulders back where they belong. Perhaps a little too much back, but ultimately they'll meet in the middle. Breathe in, lift. As you exhale, untuck the shoulders and gently come down. Remove the block and stretch your legs straight out. Done with the towel or strap. Take the arms overhead and stretch your toes straight out away from the body. As you draw the left knee, let's start with the left leg today into the chest. Give it a squeeze and rock your left knee side to side. As you're finishing here today, if you need anything else, it's a shorter practice. If this is the time you've got a little more time, then stay. Do some other stuff. Easy stretching, a little ab work. It's like adding the strength that the body needs, adding the stretch that the body needs, and knowing the difference between the two and knowing how to tap into the difference of those needs for the body. And then as you bring the knee back to center, give it one more squeeze and let your left leg go. And then as you draw the right knee into your chest, hugging the hands either behind the thigh or the front shin, just move a little side to side. And maybe reflect on that today for yourself, especially if you're watching this at the time that it was filmed in May of 2020. It's like all these in-home workouts and things, and are you going crazy with them, which is great. And are you doing more than you're actually used to doing? Because either you have nothing to do or you're loving it. And are you balancing the stretch with the strength? Are you balancing the movement with the stillness? Okay. So you take one more rock side to side. Again, slide into any other postures, squeezes, stretches that you want, or just stretch your legs out, coming into final relaxation. Now, if you have your towel, wherever mine went, you could also use it to cover your eyes. So you could darken, just an option. And by closing the eyes or covering the eyes, you're darkening where there's normal brightness, especially in the middle of the day. And the nervous system gets to pretend that it's nighttime when you're sleeping. So if you think of it that way, you're able to take the nervous system into a deeper state of rest, even deeper than just slowing down and being here on your back. Closing the eyes, darkening the room. Whether you think of it as a power nap or a cool down of a workout, meditation. Take the next few breaths and feel yourself able to be right here, calm, with ease, with balance. So you let your body sink through the floor. The most lush surface you could think of gliding through or into. What would that be? Big feather bed, snow, sand, bubbles, clouds. What would you like to literally melt into? Slow your breath down. If you have time to stay here longer. I'll tag on a little meditation at the end. If you'd like some extra space, this is it. When you realize the time is now, why not add a couple minutes on? That option is there. If you're ready to move and move about your day, just go slow. Take it step by step. Give yourself a minute or so of transition at the very least. So take care of yourselves. Thanks for joining, and namaste. I'll see you next time.